Hey, good morning. It's Tammy, and this is another episode of Where's the Sun? For those of you who have been here before, you know these are where I discuss how the sun moves through the human design mandala. If you're new, I discuss how the sun moves through the human design mandala. So anyway, it's interesting. We just came off, and I hope everyone had survived the Mercury retrograde. This one in particular was a little tough on me in areas of communication. Some things got a little misconstrued here and there, but you know, it happens and you get through it. Hold on, please. Shh. So, the sun this morning has moved, or last night, has moved into the gate 23. And the gate 23, hold on, I have to give him a cracker. The gate 23 is actually a gate that, hold on, that, oh, I hope nobody saw my butt. Anyway, the gate 23 is about passing on knowledge and information. So one thing about that gate is it's part of the Freak to Genius channel, which is the 4323, and it connects your ajna and your head, technically, to your throat. Now, the energy of the human design mandala is such that you want your information and energy to come from the lower part of the chart. So really what we should often do is cut our heads off and not always share that information, because what happens, especially if you have the 4323 or you're in a combination of such, you will blurt out information that other people don't necessarily want to hear. So if I take that this time and I put it in with the whole Mercury retrograde and communication issues, because we are still kind of, I think they call it in shadow when it's going back to direct, watch what you say and how you say it and who you say it to. Because if you're sharing information, even if it's the best information in the entire world, it is not going to be heard or relevant to the person that you're saying it to or the group that you're saying it to. So in order to be heard correctly, you have to wait to be asked for the information. And actually, I just had an epiphany, which is kind of interesting. So when somebody asks you for information, you give it to them, they're ready to receive the information and they're going to hear it properly. And then it's up to them what they do with it. If you just blurt things out, or what I often do, and I'm just realizing this now, it's kind of funny. I actually, just a side note, I had another request for a reading today and I was excited about it because it's going to be a family reading. And when I do those, I get to kind of reflect on my own situation, and that's what's happening right now. But so say you're having a conversation with somebody and 2 hours later you have something else to say and you say it, it doesn't mean that the person's going to hear it. So you almost have to say, you know, hey, you know how we were talking about such and such earlier, can we continue that? Or I had an added thought about what we were talking about this weekend, can I say that? Or, you know, whatever. And if they say no, well, it's no, and don't share it, write it down somewhere, because they're not going to hear you anyway. And at least if you write it down, you're helping yourself. Sometimes when we say things, we think we're helping ourselves, but it doesn't always work that way. So, like I said, this pertains to all sorts of information. I know it says knowledge, but knowledge could even be gossip if you think about it. Sorry, I put my rings on now. I'm very distracted today. So if you have a piece of information that you're wondering if you should share with somebody, you should use your authority and your strategy and not say it unless you're sure that it's supposed to be said. And like I said, a lot of times the stuff in your head shouldn't be said. You should just let it float around in there until somebody asks about it, because they absolutely will. You know, if I know somebody may or may not have information about something that I'm trying to figure out, I'll ask them for it. Maybe they don't have it. Maybe, you know, I just think they do. So now I feel kind of like Mr. Rogers. You know, I'm doing this whole let's get dressed kind of thing while I'm doing a video. So professional. So, yeah. So remember also, like, say you have a group of people that like you gossip with all the time, and then one day you go and gossip with them and they kind of get pissed at you. Probably because you didn't use your strategy. And I mean, it could be the same topic and the same thing, but somewhere along the way, their thoughts around it, their feelings around it, their interest in it has just dissipated. So, yeah, that's a lot to kind of think about. I'll be honest now, I'm thinking about it. So anyway, if you have questions, concerns, if you have not received your free chart and you're curious, just email me, comment on here, find me on Facebook. I have a business page, Tammy Murray Energy Coach, I believe is the name of it on Facebook. TAMC2006@gmail.com is my email address, and you know, for quick questions I'm always available. And then also TammyMurrayCousins.com has my product list and prices. So there's a ton of information out there, and I think that everybody expresses the information in a slightly, you know, their own flavor. So find something you like and go with it, and if you don't like it, remember, don't go with it. So the other thing is that with all of these energies, there's either, you know, so this is the energy of wanting to pass on knowledge. There's also the other side of the energy, or sometimes it's a lower side. You know, I don't like to give things labels like that, but and that is or not. So you may find during the 23 that you don't want to share any knowledge, even if somebody walks up to you and says, "Hey, you know that project you're working on? I want you to show Sally." You might be like, "No, I don't want to." You know, so just know it'll only last 6 days. All right, unless it's in your chart all the time, then that could be an ongoing issue that you have. But anyway, have a great day. It looks like it's going to be one here, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.